Well, good morning. And yeah, hopefully people are still with me after yesterday's tirade. My name is DJ. I read a chapter of Proverbs every single day. I'm inviting you to do the same and right along with me. And so, without any further ado, let's jump right into some prayer time and then we will jump right into Proverbs 29. Father God, thank you so much for another day and all that you've blessed us with. Thank you that you are ultimately in control. You have created a system that has been there since before even the earth itself. And we give you praise and honor for that. And that we know that you are ultimately knowledgeable and actionable in our lives. And we give you thanks for that. Bless this day and help us to gain more of your understanding in our lives so that we might apply it to our interactions with others today. We pray this in Jesus' name. Amen. Awesome. All right. Well, let's dive right on into Proverbs 29 in the Good News translation. Down to the last few days. Um, yeah. We'll actually have a dedicated day for Proverbs 31. It's important. But before we get there, the last of the wisdom, the random wisdom sayings of Solomon here. So Proverbs 29. If you get more stubborn every time you are corrected, one day you'll be crushed and never recover. Show me a righteous ruler, and I'll show you a happy people. Show me a wicked ruler, and I'll show you a miserable people. Can't not highlight that, right? Man, it'd be nice to have a righteous. And ruler is kind of like a. Um, I touched on this before. We tend to think of leaders as rulers, and in my mind, that's not necessarily the case. Um, the people that are leading us in a political system don't necessarily rule over us individually. That's not the way this works. So it's a representative kind of a thing, and so there's that. But I think what rules us often is our culture, and so a righteous culture would be nice. Make for a happy people. But the more we fall into unrighteousness, the more and more unhappy we get. Just a thought for you today. It's not about the leaders; it's about the us collectively. Number three, if you appreciate wisdom, your parents will be proud of you. It's foolish to waste money on prostitutes. That's random. That's three. That's like it's both of those things are verse three. That's very strange. But yeah, so I guess they go together. I mean, if you waste your money on prostitutes, your parents won't be very proud of you, I guess. It's very true. Number four, when the king is concerned with justice, the nation will be strong. But when he's only concerned with money, he will ruin his country. Knock, knock. Wisdom's knocking at the door. If you flatter your friends, you set a trap for yourself. If you flatter your friends, you set a trap for yourself. That's very weird. Let me guess. Unclear. Or yourself or them. Oh, if you flatter yourselves, you set a trap for them. Oh, that's an interesting way to say that. Hmm. And yeah, that one's just a little unclear to me. As far as if you flatter your friends, you set a trap for yourself. That's very. We'll mark that as a one of those. We oh, sorry, I marked that wrong. I think blue is our marker for researching into the translations. Am I doing this wrong? I am doing this wrong. Wah, wah. Or it's just gonna be that way. Okay, I guess we're just gonna keep it that way and move on because it's more important to move on. Verse 6. Evil people are trapped in their own sins, while honest people are happy and free. A good person knows the rights of the poor, but wicked people cannot understand such things. Hmm, very true. Go back for a second. There's a good contrast here. In fact, at one point I had a caption to say this, that it's not about punishment, it's a result of choices. Evil people are trapped in their own sins, while honest people are happy and free. In other words, it's like they trap themselves. They don't have to be trapped by God. They trap themselves. Verse 8. People with no regard for others can throw whole cities into turmoil. Those who are wise keep things calm. Yeah, wisdom will keep things calm. And I think we're going to need that. When an intelligent person brings a lawsuit against a fool, the fool only laughs and becomes loud and abusive. Bloodthirsty people hate anyone who's honest, but righteous people will protect the life of such a person. Seek the life. That's weird. Bloodthirsty people hate anyone who's honest. Yeah, 'cause it goes against their way of being. This is the honest truth. You can't really be an honest person and be so self-serving that you're kind of that bloodthirsty, you know, out for revenge, that sort of thing. If you're living in honesty, you just can't be that way. Verse 11. Stupid people express their anger openly, but sensible people are patient and hold it back. If a ruler pays attention to false information, all of his officials will be liars. Hmm. 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 Yep, yep. Now that one is true of leaders, for sure. A poor person and his oppressor have this in common. The Lord gave eyes to both of them. It's not that God is impartial here. It's that we're all created with the potential for good or evil. It's our choice. Yeah, go on. If a king defends the rights of the poor, he will rule for a long time. Correction and discipline are good for children. If they have their own way, they will make their mothers ashamed of them. Verse 16. When evil people are in power, crime increases. But the righteous will live to see the downfall of such people. Discipline your children, and you can always be proud of them. They will never give you reason to be ashamed. Again, it's for knowledge. Obedience is one thing, but it really is about that. That's for teaching them how to gain knowledge. um, a nation without God's guidance is a nation without order. Happy are those who keep to God's law. You cannot you cannot correct servants by just talking to them. They may understand you, but they will pay no attention. In other words, it takes more than just talk. It takes action. It takes discipline. There is more hope for a stupid fool than for someone who speaks without thinking. If you give your servants everything they want from childhood on, Someday they will take everything you own, or you will not be able to control them. That works too. We do struggle with the servants and slave thing. We do struggle with that, but there's there's wisdom that applies to that. There's wisdom that applies to like things like employees and people that are in those kind of realms. But just to give this a second thought here, when you are the servant, when you say you serve God, are you looking for entitlements? Are you looking for everything you want? Is God just a wish granting ATM for you? When you're corrected, this wisdom is why. You know, because ultimately, if you always get what you want, then we know we watch kids grow up like that, and they take over and they ruin their parents' legacy. Obviously, God doesn't want that from us, and so we're disciplined because of that. And so that's if we claim to serve the King, claim to serve Jesus. This is part of it. It's not an easy road. So maybe that's I hope that helps somebody to understand that it's not just um, something to ignore because we don't have servants. We need to be thinking in terms of if we are the servants. People with quick tempers cause a lot of quarreling and trouble. Very true. Arrogance will bring your downfall, but if you are humble, you will be respected. Talks about what we had before. A thief's partner is his own worst enemy. He'll be punished if he tells the truth in court, and God will curse him if he doesn't. Interesting. Thief's partner is his own worst. He'll be punished if he tells the truth in court. And God will curse him if he doesn't tell the truth in court. So basically, don't be a thief's partner because there's no way to win. It is dangerous to be concerned with what others think of you, but if you trust the Lord, you are safe. Everybody wants the good will of the ruler. Only from the Lord can you get justice. The righteous hate the wicked, and the wicked hate the righteous. Yeah. What do you guys think? I'm always curious what things stood out to others. So you're always welcome to leave a comment to see what stood out to you and what kind of things we can draw up. But I want to go back to verse 5. I've had some additional thoughts on that. That's if you oh, sorry. If you flatter your friends, you set a trap for yourself. And just some additional thoughts about that. So I think sometimes we naturally will try to align with people, and we will try to um, tell them what they want to hear. Like, for example, I could go on and on about a way that I feel politically or something like that right now, knowing full well that I would find people that would be supportive of that. And so I could give my talk a slant that actually makes them feel like we're in alignment. And so, it's, in other words, I'm giving them exactly what they want to hear. That's flattery. And so if I flatter my friends, then I'm setting a trap for myself. I'm in one sense you could say that let's say that everybody's divided 50-50 on an issue. Well, if I draw a line in the sand, then I pretty much automatically exclude half of the people that are listening to me, right? Now, I know there's dynamics here, and that you should never go against your principles. That's sure, but at the same time, if I'm doing this just to flatter people, if I'm doing this just to, say I'm in agreement with X person or whatever, and this is just I'm claiming that as my identity, then I'm setting a trap for myself. So just a thought today, like, and this is especially true over the next week here in the U.S. We're going to see a lot of this, and I think we're going to see a lot of frustration, and we're going to see a lot of people not following the advice here verse 11, where it says, Stupid people express their anger openly, but sensible people are patient and hold it back." There's, there's going to be a lot of this. You're going to see a, a lot of people just being angry about it. It literally does not matter what the outcome of this upcoming election is. It doesn't matter. We're going to see people that are so upset and so mad that we'll see. We're just going to see some stupid, stupid, stupid things, and it's not just going to be stupid words. We're going to see stupid actions. I'm confident of this. We're already seeing it in some areas. It's just ridiculous. It is utterly ridiculous. But that is what happens when you aren't following wisdom. So yeah, I hope this is something that people begin being willing to share or take on their own. I mean, gosh, if I had a dream, it would be to see like 50 people doing what I'm doing every morning. You know, bringing other people on and doing a walking in wisdom every single day on purpose. I would love that. Would love to see that. It'd mean a lot, um, because it would mean too that I don't necessarily always feel a burden to do this or whatever. I can just do it privately, but that's not my calling right now. My calling is to use the tools that I have to do this, and so for the time being, all I'm going to do is just ask you to consider sharing with somebody. And I think people that need to walk this out. And really specifically, I'm talking to believers here. I'm talking to people that have said that Christ is their king. That's who I'm talking to right now. I'm not trying to reach people with this. This is not an outreach. This is a ministry, and there's a difference. I'm not trying to reach the lost generation here. That is not my purpose with this. I mean, other things that I do, yeah, that might be a purpose for some of those. But right now, what I want to do is just strengthen us from within. I want to have us walking in wisdom, not in arrogance, not in tempers, not in um, uh, just a opinion or emotion. I want us to walk in wisdom. Wisdom was here first, and so I want us to walk in that. So I'll be looking for people to help. Actually, and that brings me to something that I did want to bring up here, and that is that next month. Well, hey, my church, nice. Um, I'm going to be starting to look for people that are going to be more proactive with that. More people that are wanting to take on an active role in in what I'm doing here. And so I'm going to start looking for partners. And here's why. I've got some other things going on that make it so that I I I, I can't make this a priority. I'm going to keep doing it, but as far as making it grow, I can't really uh, do both and do it well. And so um, I have some things I feel strongly called towards and doing in my business. They're making it so that I can't do this. But what's been um, kind of revealed to me in my prayers in the last 2 days is a reminder um, that I shouldn't be doing this alone. That this shouldn't be just me. And so, in the coming month, I'm going to be putting out a call to those that want to be promotional partners with me and take a more active role in what I'm doing. And so it'll I don't know how it's going to look exactly. It'll probably look like, committing to meeting with me and the team once a week, and determining how we're going to, you know, help promote things and just kind of help spread the word a little bit. And so that'll be a thing. So if that's something that is interesting to you, message me. Connect with me on Facebook on the page. Um, if you're connecting with me personally on Facebook, great. That's really not the priority for this. It's really the Facebook page there is where this is all going to be done. And trying to get that done. There's no social mechanism that really works as far as YouTube goes, and so even though it's a big part of the strategy, it's one of the things about it. It's like no, it's not a social platform in that regards. So anyway, that is the way we're going to do that. So be looking for that. I'm also making trying to make a final decision on what translation to do next month, and I have narrowed it down to say it'll need to start with the letter N for November, which like half of the translations are new something. So a lot of them start with N anyway. So this is not at least it narrows it down a little bit. And so if there's a translation you would like to do this in, please let me know, and we'll prioritize that potentially. So yeah, do that. So anyway, in any regards, do be blessed by the best and be that blessing then to all the rest. And I will see you tomorrow for Proverbs 30. See you then.